the every time the USA scores, the chat's like, play Freebird, and there's a bunch of Eagles and stuff. Yeah. It was fun. Yeah. But what I thought was so interesting about the fan side of things, so much has been made, guys, about the fact that, Cole Caulfield's not there, yeah. Jason Robertson's not there, JT Miller is there, that I think American fans almost got into a bubble of, oh, we're actually bad. And what I wanted to remind people, and I said this, 30 minutes into the game, it was not evenly matched. Latvia was playing hard, but America hadn't really wowed anybody. The second half of the game, America took control. And what was amazing was watching the American fans after the first period was over, and they're like, this team sucks. What the hell did we do? Chris Drury, Bill Guerin, Stan Bowman, you should all be fired. This is horrible. The negativity was insane. I was like, man, I feel like I'm watching Leaf fans here. And I said to them, guys, I know that Robertson's not there and this team is undoubtedly better with him on it. But might I suggest that you look at the top six?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Top nine. And listen, JT Miller's not a bad player. I don't know why he's in a defensive role on the fourth line. Not a defensive guy, but whatever. I look at this and I'm like,
sometimes
you guys have got to remember that this team's still fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great team. And Brock Nelson, fourth line center, did score 3 goals yesterday. One of them was held back.
Nelson was unreal.
He was great.
He's having a crazy season. Too.
Can I just say this? I said last year at the deadline, I hope the Leafs get Nelson. And what they ended up doing was if they had paid the Islanders the first round pick and the prospect, they could have given him 2 prospects. I would have been happy. Grebenkin, Minton, and a first rounder for Nelson. I do that in a heartbeat. Nelson is the highest scoring goal scorer since January started.
This
guy's crazy.
That trade to Colorado has gone from one of the wildest overpays last year to Avs fans laughing about it.
Worth every penny.
Yeah. Have a nice career, Callum Ritchie. We're good.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably will. And I assume that pick is going to be pretty decent too. But for the window that Colorado has right now, it's hard to feel bad about that.
He was excellent. And I think Team USA, if you're a fan, guys, this team's still great. I agree. But let's get over the fact that Robertson's not there. Let's move on. And let's talk about the fact that right away, the Tkachuks are a factor. Brady, first goal, Jesse.
That's the best line that they have going.
Oh, it's crazy.
Brock Nelson might have been the best individual player, but when the Tkachuks are on the ice with Eichel in the middle, they're dominating. Every second they're on the ice. It's unbelievable to watch.
Something I noticed too, because I don't think Matt Tkachuk is skating at his previous level just yet. You got to remember, he's had some pretty severe injuries. But he or Brady, I think it was Brady, created a turnover that surprised the Latvians. And it was at near the top of the Latvian defensive zone. So the USA is on offense here. They create the turnover and the puck goes behind Brady. Jack Eichel is 2 or 3 strides past the blue line. Power turns immediately, grabs the puck, and it leads to their second goal as a line. And I think with Matt Tkachuk's ability, and we talk about him, you love the Matt Tkachuk, I'm going to punch you in the face or whatever. He's got a great vision for the game. Right? He's a brilliant player.
Oh, yeah.
And I think having maybe his skating isn't quite what it will be when he's fully healthy. Jack Eichel's is 110%.
I didn't know he was this
unreal.
fast. He's hit another gear.
That's one of my white whales is Jack Eichel through the neutral zone is as good as anybody. It's like McDavid and then him. And I think the reputation he got in Buffalo, I think is going to stay with him for the rest of his career because he should be in the upper echelon of players in that sort of conversation. Stanley Cup winner, first line center, and everything he does on the ice. When you watch those little things, he's as good as anybody with his skates. It's unreal.
Yeah. And I said on the stream yesterday, I'm like, I went through the Team USA Olympic roster to try to convince these Americans that their team is actually good. And I was like, listen, there's probably 10 to 12 Hall of Famers right now on that team. If their careers keep going the same way they're going. And that entire first line, I think, is one of them. Mm-hmm. That what they're able to create.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, no.
Well, and that's
okay. Probably a good shot.
Eichel and Matthew, I think you pencil in right now for the Hall of Fame.
Yep. And if Brady
Honestly, both Tkachuks, dude.
I think so.
Brady's got to do something.
He does. He does.
I'm not willing to give him that just yet.
No, that's valid.
He's got to do something. It's not the Hockey Hall of pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
that's valid.
But you look at
Not
Matthews.
the Hockey Hall of We Know Your Family.
But then
I have bad news.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. I have horrible news.
Shit.
That's
Hockey.
exactly what the Hockey Hall of
Damn
Fame
it,
is.
he's a Hall of Famer.
but to me, it's their defense. Look at their defense.
Yeah.
Look at the defense. Is there anybody back there, with the exception of maybe Noah Hannafin, Noah Hannafin's great, but I don't know is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know.
He's
probably close.
He's a tier behind the rest of the guy. Like Werenski's.
Are we putting Brock Faber in the Hall of Fame already?
Not yet. Hughes, yes.
Yo, my whole thing was if their careers continue on the trajectory they're on.
Yeah.
Because Sanderson's pretty young too.
Yeah.
But listen, Werenski is your third pair righty. That's insane.
Very ridiculous.
Quinn Hughes was unbelievable yesterday.
He was so good.
One of the funniest players to watch all 60 minutes of the game, which is a skill. Like, I'm talking about the moments he's on the ice, he's very fun to watch. And then the moments he's on the bench are almost more entertaining.
What are you doing, Steve? Steve is staring.
People
He's staring.
listening can't.
Where people's like, oh, he sees the ghosts again. Like the memes of him on the bench when he just zones out. I need to know what he's doing.
Quinn, yeah, I think he's just got that resting, confused face.
He's done too many interviews for no reporter to have ever gone, like, why do you do that? So with your
yeah, that's kind of true.
What are you doing?
The interview he did where they asked him, like, if you weren't playing hockey, what would you be doing? And he just shut down the question. He's like, that's not a reality. So, like, I don't even know what I'd be doing.
Like,
because he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He literally can't envision the idea of not playing hockey.
No backup plan.
He couldn't answer the question.
He's hockey's Vince Staples, but not kidding. Like,
yeah,
he's a completely interesting, enigmatic guy. I interviewed him when he was a rookie, and I wish I got him a few more years into his career.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because like I just feel like that could have been great.
Is the reality we live in right now one that Quinn Hughes is underrated? Like
I can see that.
I know we all know that, like, he's won a Norris Trophy, he's one of the best, but what he does offensively and like driving the play and controlling the puck in the offensive zone, it might be underrated in how dominant he truly is and how he changes a team from the defense position.
It's interesting.
Or does everybody already know that?
Jesse, Jesse, I think with hardcore hockey fans, they're going to call you crazy. With passerby fans that maybe watch 20 games a year, I don't think they understand. I don't think Quinn Hughes has quite the brand recognition he deserves with a hockey fan with a normal life, which is somebody who can't watch every game. You know what I'm saying?
Canucks fans went to bat for him so ridiculously hard.
Well, and they should.
Yeah.
They were right to.
Yeah. And Avalanche fans had to go to war with them. And then they're like, now he's in your division, stupid. Here you go. And Drew's like, oh, I was baptized in this.
Makar's the best defenseman in the league. But that doesn't mean Quinn Hughes isn't amazing.
I think Makar and Hughes have a bit of a McDavid McKinnon thing going on, where one is clearly regarded as above the other. But there are times where you're like, maybe. And there are definitely times where I don't even know if it's maybe. It's like, yes, emphatically, yes, Nathan McKinnon's better right now. And then McDavid comes and he goes, nope, that's my torch. Thank you very much. And he just takes it back. There are days where Quinn Hughes is the best defenseman on the planet. It's just, I think the argument is what percent of days is that?
Right.
It's so interesting, the hockey, the sport itself, in that like one person can't affect the game like in all these other team sports we watch, where like, hey, you got the best player, usually going to come out with the best result, and they're going to have championships to show that. Yeah. And with McDavid, like, he doesn't have the winning the Stanley Cup part of his resume as Nathan McKinnon does.
Right.
And like Quinn Hughes is stuck on pretty bad Vancouver teams for a while and can't do the winning on his own. But it's if he's a quarterback on a different team, if he's a quarterback in the NFL, maybe Quinn Hughes is able to will his team to a championship.
He's one of the most influential players on the ice. And like, it's crazy. It's crazy that they put them together, because I remember at the Four Nations, I was like, they could just have a pairing of Quinn Hughes and Charlie McAvoy at the Olympics if they wanted to. And then they stuck them together. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, it's I'm still not jacked about the way Team USA looks.
Matty, can you bring up USA defense again?
Which is a compliment, by the way.
So
Yes.
So first off, Hughes, McAvoy, Slavin, Faber, Sanderson, Rowinski, and Hannafin all dressed. Lacombe is the guy sitting on the bench. I don't know how Lacombe ever gets into a game with those guys up front, but I also want to say this, and this will not make me popular in Montreal. I get why they didn't bring Hutson. And it's because they already have what Hutson brings, but more developed. And it doesn't mean Hudson's not going to be the star of this team in 2030. But I look at Rowinski, I look at Hughes, I look at Sanderson, and I'm like, they're just a little bit older. Coach knows them more. Jesse, please feel free to jump in and tell me how wrong I am so that you carry more favor with the Montreal Canadiens. You've been building your XP up with them. But I get it. Now, the one thing, and I love Jackson Lacombe. I think he's phenomenal. The one thing I do have to say is I do find it interesting that when Seth Jones couldn't make it, Hutson wasn't the next man up. I find that fascinating. And I think that's maybe a message like maybe don't say what you said publicly.
Well, there is that.
Bill Guavin.
That was a message sent more than anything. I mean, he wasn't even invited to the camp. Like, it was crazy. And I think that's erasure. That's wrong. But this defense core is crazy.
That was under talked about. And I never want to hear about how, like, you can't win in Canada ever again. Lane Hudson's dad did a weird
in-car
marathon interview from a car
With Grant McCagg.
Called Bill Guerin Bill Guavin and talked about like dual citizenship.
Insulted the GM.
We got like 40 minutes out of that.
Oh, it was
like,
great.
It was awesome content.
Hey, man, we got more out of that than they did. I think our breakdown was
covered
longer.
that more than basically any mainstream outlet at all.
Yeah. I don't know why nobody wanted to talk about it. It's super
Because
weird.
I think it was really awkward for people like who know these guys who are like in the game. They're like, we don't want to talk about it to give it more energy because it's really weird that this is happening.
There's this weird thing where they're like, well, don't talk about families. Okay, I agree. Asterisk, what if the family does a weird little phone interview from the car for 45 minutes where they refer to the GM by the wrong name and talk about dual citizenship because they're shitting their pants over their son? Anyway, I don't know.
Hey, listen.
You ever feel like you're the only one talking about anything?
A lot of people chose to leave it alone. We kind of pointed out how exactly weird it is.
Yeah, no, it was incredibly weird.
I will say this. If Leighton Hutson wants to get a Canadian passport, I'm thrilled to have him on Team Canada.
Hey, sounds great. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, though. So, like, he seems to be the obvious Quinn Hughes replacement. But, like, if Quinn Hughes, let's say, gets hurt tomorrow, whatever,
You have Werenski.
I would throw Werenski up there.
Yep.
And then you bring in Hannafin or Lacombe and have a Merry
Lacombe
Christmas.
Would play. Hannafin did play.
Right. Sorry. I'm like looking at the pairs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you simply bring in Lacombe and figure out the third pair.
The other thing is, look, by the way, I understand why people would be surprised by Lacombe. And I think part of that is the fact that he plays in Anaheim.
Plays for the Ducks.
And Lane Hutson plays for the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
And, there's a bigger fan base in Montreal than there is in Anaheim. But Lacombe's phenomenal.
I
Phenomenal
think people don't understand how good he is at the defensive part of being a defenseman.
Yeah.
I'd say like his game is more matured at this point than Leighton Hudson's is in his own end.
Yeah.
Like, and he kills penalties too. Lacombe's a very useful player when you already have Werenski, Hughes, Faber, Sanderson, the guys to do the offensive side of the stuff out of defensemen that like you'd rather bring a guy who's better at defense than Lacombe.
Yeah.
Can I point something out? Lane Hutson is over a point per game.
Yeah. It's stupid, his offensive abilities.
He has 58 points in 57 games. 10 of them are goals. So, like, he's found his goal-scoring touch, too. This kid's a monster.